Good morning, gentlefolk, and welcome to my newest plaything. I am of course Screamy, and I welcome you to Reassembly, a game I picked up kind of on a whim on a recommendation of an esteemed colleague of mine. Let's have a look at this, shall we? Now, before we start, did any of you play with Legos as a child, or were you jealous of people who played with Legos? Do you like space? Do you like lasers and exploding things? Then this might just be the game for you. I'm going to start a new game to show off what this wonderful thing is about. This is the different space factions you can pick between. They all have different they all have different blocks to pick between when constructing their ships. The game is all about building ships, gathering resources, building bigger ships, and exploding people who hold on to other resources, in order for you to build more ships. You've picked a faction, now enter your name. Yes. Team Screamy will be the name of this. Pick a suitable color. I think I'm going for a hot pink with matching purple cannons. Yes, delightful. Generating a world is all random. Terribly random. Yes, this is a world. Everything's made out of blocks. That asteroid? Blocks. That space station? Blocks. Your ship? Different little blocks. Controls are very easy. And the hints are very helpful and pretty much tell you everything you need to know. Shoot with the left mouse. If I with the left mouse button, miss out with the right. You can rebind all of this. The variations are incredible. Let's quickly hop into the building aspect. That is where you will be spending. The music is a little bit loud, actually. See if I can make it less so. Yes. Now, like I said, let's get into the building. You will spend a lot of time there. If you like building, you will love this. If you hate building, you will hate this, actually. Oh dear. It seems they are insisting on... The music is going up and down a bit. Yes, this is early access, might be worth mentioning, which is quite a bit jittery, for example. Yes. You see the palette on the right here, with the different blocks? That is what everything is made out of. Your ship, enemy ships, everything. Made out of blocks. And depending on what blocks you have, it changes how the ship operates. This ship is a bit of a mess, I think. So I'll be making one of my own. Deleting all this. If you're wondering how to effectivize, I mean, drag and drop works, but if you're working on greater projects, you will need shortcuts and things, and here they are. They are very helpful. You will want to learn these. Up here is, you see 300 points. That is how many points you can spend on. All of the blocks have costs, limiting what you can make to begin with. You can increase this later. And R, that is resources, how much it can carry, or how much it costs in case of ships you create for your factories to create in the future. There we go. And you can name the ship. It's a Screamboat! Maybe I should have... Oh dear. What a horrible time for my phone to start ringing. Oh well, never mind that. Let's start with the base. That is your command center. It produces energy, it stores resources, and if it's destroyed, your ship is you're screwed. Well, I say screwed, but your ship explodes, but it will instantly respawn at the nearest station, so as of yet there is no way to actually lose the game, which is kind of helpful when you're starting out. Going for a very basic design, you can make some truly beautiful ships with this. I, however, haven't gotten that far yet, so I'm currently making functional ships that are ugly as sin. Yeah, the color isn't helping. Really is not. But yes. But you You play, you experiment, and you learn pretty quickly. Or less quickly, depending on who you happen to be, essentially. I've learned quite a little bit, I like to think. For example, I've learned that the enemies always go for your cockpit, your command module. So you will want to protect that with a bit of a wall. Oh dear, will I have... okay. Yeah, let's not do that, or I won't have enough resources to build thrusters. And my ship will be effectively immobile. That will not be a pretty scene. Let's see, thrusters, thrusters, thrusters. Ah, here we have them. No! Copy. Paste. Copy and paste. So useful. You don't even know. Okay, you do know. If you've ever done anything, you will know that copy and paste is your friend. More hot pink blocks of hot pinkness. Yes. That should give me enough forward thrust. You can build it in like this, and I actually recommend you do, because as you take damage, your ship does not simply explode, but rather the pieces hit by the enemy explode individually. So, as you take damage, you will lose the thrusters and things. Or weapons, for that matter. Okay. I'll have to remove some of the forward thrusters. So that I can make, you know, the other kinds. No! Stop it. I fail at copy and pasting. How sad is that? Yes, I'll just quickly finish this up. I realize this is rather boring to watch. But it should give you an idea of what you can do. There we go. Now we have two of them firing backwards, 4 of them firing forwards, and 2 to each side. You experiment to find out what works in this case. This is one ugly boat. I tell you. You can shape it off nicely. You can give it a nice shape off though, using... Oh, come on! Go in the corner! Dear God! How dare you obstruct me? Really? You're just dead set on drawing this out, aren't you? Yes. Right, and a little thing at the front, yes. Actually, no, let's not do that. Yes, wonderful. Screenboat. Ugly as sin, but should work. Should suffice while I show off the game. Right, and now my ship exploded, and now it's rebuilding with the components I put in. Now, like I said, if you would happen to die, it's just a bit uncontrollable. Oh dear, Dreamboat. I wonder what I did wrong. Yes, the steering is a bit... If you misconstruct your ship, it can get a little bit wonky, which it seems I've done. Okay, and also my energy is going down quickly. I will need to build some generators in the future. Anyway, but I digress. That is a base. You can when you destroy ships, you get resources. Resources can actually also be gathered from... What if I change the controller? You can change the control on the R. Which might... Well, there are a number of different modes, and you can experiment to see which one of those suit you the most. Oh God, this ship is uncontrollable. What have I done? Anyway, you can leave resources there that you pick up from ships. The base will use those to build ships of its own. You can control what ships it builds by pressing Tab and then 3. The game tells you this, and you can see up here what it will do with the resources you put in. So now it's currently producing a lot of very weak ships. So I'm going to remove one of those and put in an interceptor. There. Now once it's gathered enough resources, it will build an interceptor, which is more effective than what it's currently doing. Tab again to stop doing that. You can also tab to recruit ships, costing credits there. Credits are also used for unlocking or researching new pieces, like bigger weapons, shield projectors that protect your ship, missiles, drone launchers, all manners of funny things, and each faction has vastly different ones. The faction I picked is called the Player faction, I believed, officially, and they're a nice all-round faction. No decided weaknesses or strength. It's a good faction for learning how to play the game. Ah yes, here we have a forest of some strange kind. These are cool and useful. You see they're shooting off little green things. Those are seeds. If those seeds land on asteroids or ruined ships or anything essentially, new trees will grow from there. And as these trees grow, they start producing fruits. I think I see something purple there. Yes, it was a fruit, which gives a tiny bit of resources. And as they mature, they will start dropping off more and more resources, until eventually they wither and die, leaving a whole bunch of them. But you don't want to hang around forests all your gameplay. No, you want to destroy ships. However, you can, if you unlock the factory down here, you can set it to produce new ships from your ship using resources that you can then release into the wild to do whatever they want. And if you make a ship if you create a ship from your factory that contains a factory, that ship becomes a base and produces more ships on its own. If you park one of those without a thruster next to a forest, it will sit around there casually sit around there, absorbing resources as it grows, and then infinitely generating ships for your team. So yeah, park a command center, park a little base there, and you have an infinite ship supply to help you out in combat. And as for, oh yeah, dear God, M brings up the map, and you can see what areas your team controls. Mine is the delightfully purple, actually. I might actually keep this team. Different colored map fragments are different other factions. The blue squares are damage stations that you can fly up to and repair them, giving you a bunch of credits and making it produce ships for your team, as other ships drop off resources there. Now these red ones are player factions. You can see there the name of the player that made the faction, and also what color they contain and how many ships. Player factions are usually bastards, as will yours be, because you can once you're happy with the lineup of your ships, you can drop yours off at wormholes here. They fill two functions. You can either upload your fleet to the databank, which means they will appear in other players' worlds that are playing this game as agents, and they will have to deal with your ships. There's potential for some massive and hugely entertaining trolling there. Of course, you won't actually get to experience your agent wrecking someone else's fleet, but you can imagine it, and it will bring joy to your life. Or you can use the wormhole to teleport to another galaxy. That is essentially, you leave this world and you generate an entire new world. So there you have it. I'll see if I can shoot off some ships with my very wonkily controlled ships. If I keep playing this, I'll really have to readjust the thrusters, because this is just uncontrollable. How about you little bastards? Well, it seems I've made something hugely destructive, at least. I say hugely destructive, it's actually... the destruction is pretty pathetic. But for a starting ship, this is quite nice. They explode wonderfully. Got some resources here. I could drop those off, but I'll be close enough to the recording zone. So let's just leave my resources. I think I have too much side thrust and not enough forth and back thrust. If you know what I mean, Ladies? No? No one? Fuck. Here's a base. I park it, I wait for a bit, and bzang! Bunch of credits, and I dropped off my resources, generating further credits for me. I believe it's made by player, no? Stop having a shield. I'll let you have a shield. You can build those too. Shields absorb a certain amount of damage, drain energy, and thus preventing ships from ruining actual blocks. Once the shield is drained, it will return after a short while. So, it's a good investment. You should really unlock shields. I might unlock shields. Finally, that little bastard died. And I'm going to unlock the first shield. Yes. 720 credits versus my 700-500. Alright. There we go. That was my brief introduction to Reassembly. I hope you purchased the game. It's made by a single man, and I think this bears promise. It's still in early access, but with such a simple design of the game, I can imagine much more being added, and I truly hope it will, because I'm having a lot of fun with this currently. So, I've been Screamy, and you have been wonderful. Hope to see you in Reassembly.